Speaking of the influence, what's your top 3 Tupac songs? I know you mentioned. I know it's a big one, but
I think I'm gonna put Pain in there. I don't know the order. I'm gonna say Pain. Trader War Stories. That last spot.
Stretch it to 5 then. Stretch it to 5.
Pain, Trader War Stories. Lord knows.
Yeah.
If we add 2 more for the 5, I'll say Hold Your Head from the 7 Day Theory. And that last one, let's see. Only God Can Judge Me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for now. I remember. Now I can say thank you for having me on. Welcome, Andy. Thank you so much for having us on. Well, sorry. Thank you so much for coming on. Why did I say having us on? I don't even know where that came.
It's a pleasure, guys.
That's nerves.
Because they were really right there. You know what I mean? They were at the awards holding them down, like for real. Like Tripe was saying in the record, like that's 100% fact. So,
sure.
So they were able to give me like stories, and I just took that and just like used it, and then figured out how I could use it to also like make me sound like dope in my own lane of who I am as Roll Something. You know, so obviously like with certain like lines with the 2 packs when I roll around and things like that, just to play on words and stuff like that. You know, so like, but they were able to help me write that verse, and I remember after I laid it down, like everyone in there, that was the first time, like, I mean, everybody gave me respect, and they respected what I did, but that was the first time, like, everybody was able to leave, like, oh, all right, like, he can hold his own.
He was alive, you know what I mean? He stood up, you know what I mean? Pac put his safety on the line a few times. Even for me, like I seen it. I seen like the Made NIGGAZ video. You know what I mean? How when you know it's a video out where you shows like some type of altercation happening. That was because Pac stood up for me. You know what I mean? And he put his safety on line. Like when you know this dude, what is his name, man? That Joker was crazy too, because I think he was an old vet. He was an old American veteran from who fought in one of the U.S. Army. I mean, he was one of the actors in the movie the short movie that we were trying to shoot for those videos. He kept talking stuff, and I remember as a kid, I was mouthing back to him, like, man, but I remember at the same time, like, man, I don't want to mess the video shoot up for Pac. I kept arguing back and forth with this dude, and it was always tension, and we going back and forth, and I think he was like, we can go out. This was a grown man. I was 17 years old. This is a grown, crazy man. And he was like, we can go outside at the back, and Pac just flipped, and that's why you see that altercation.
When I first got the car, when we broke down, I was bored waiting on the tow truck, and I started messing with the glove box because you couldn't get it open. He told me it was stuck. And when I opened it, production papers were in there. But the best part about it is the registration to the plates to the video were right there in the car. So I knew immediately, even though I knew it was the car, like now I had the proof. And there's this place called One Way Hydraulics out in South Central. The father, Lorenzo, was actually in the video, and when he saw that I got the car, he knew it was the exact car too.
I kept saying something along the lines of like, have faith. Like we'll do the work, right? Keep doing the work, right? We're not going to see anything. We're not going to see 10 views even, probably. That's what I was saying in the beginning, like before the first episode even came out. I'll be surprised if we have 10 views. Right. And then I was like, and nothing's going to happen for a very long time. You got to keep stacking like episodes. You got to keep just doing the work constantly. And like eventually people start to get into it, and then you start to build a following. Keep working, because that's not enough yet. There's another level to it. Then it's like, maybe some of those people might tell their other friends about it. Okay, cool. Still not enough. That maybe gets you to the 1,000 area. Keep working.
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing, right? And
Yeah, man, Kanye's dope, man. I think a lot of people just look at the media. They never met him. Don't know nothing. This was probably like right when he had dropped the, I think it was the song with T-Pain, Good Life. I was in the studio and just learning about mixing, man, how, you know, sometimes you might have a sound that might need to be turned up, but you might have a vocal that might be too low or too loud. So he's a perfectionist, and I learned with Kanye that it doesn't matter how long it takes. It needs to be right. That's what I learned from Kanye. Because, I mean, this man was mixing that song 5, 6, 7 times over and over and over again until he got it right. And everybody in the studio, their opinion. He asked me my opinion. I told him my opinion, you know. So, but I just saw that he was so humble, being in the position he's in. He's still a perfectionist, and he still wanted to be right, no matter how much money he's making. And I think that that's really, you know, I got to give it to him, man. He really is about the music, no matter how crazy he can get sometimes.
So, like, we and him have arguments. Oh, you don't believe. I don't believe. I do believe a little bit. No, you don't believe. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So to me, it's like two fans arguing, but we both have love, so we want to make the project happen. The thing is, in his film, he doesn't die. In his film, there's a body double, and there's a lot of theories if you go into it. There was someone else walking around that looked just like him, just throwing people off. At that time, we didn't have cell phones and stuff like. There's no cell phones in this movie.
Then we wouldn't have that. He was about to give up when he was in jail. That was it. That was him done. He was going off to Arizona with his missus. He was going to have a little stall and have a restaurant going off. And he was done with the rap game. He knew it was screwing him. But he chose to bring out another one. And it wasn't for money. It wasn't because I'll have another blast at this. He did it because of his fans, because he got the letters that I kept sending him through, and he could see how many people actually loved him and were inspired by him.
I had turned to coke. I had yeah, man, like I was just going through it, but and in that time, God gave me the Outlaws, man. Like he gave me brothers when I lost brothers, and they gave me that, and they allowed me to come around, man. And I didn't talk much about it, you know, because I wasn't really looking for no sympathy from nobody. Like, say, I probably needed a hug like a motherfucker, but you know, the keep it real syndrome and being hard and being raised from a child, especially as men, that boys don't cry and shit like that. Like, I held in so much stuff, man. I had so much stuff bottled up, and I mean, literally, just last week I saw my psychiatrist, and I was talking to her, and I'm doing a lot better.
From the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry for your loss of your brothers over the years.
Man, listen, I tell you, God, man, my Savior, my Lord and Savior, the Christ above, man, like all credit to Him, because there's no way in the world I could have did it by myself. I absolutely recognize the divine presence, you know what I mean, with helping me through that, because that's the only thing that can help you through it. Sure. I can't even begin to explain to you what the pressure of losing that many people. 1 is enough, but 2 was crazy. 3 is insane. 4 is fucking just like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, you can't help but to think, like, I'm next.
Sure.
I'm next. Like, what? You know what I mean? But God saw differently, and He kept me alive, and I still don't get it. I still don't understand why, but the truth of the story, the truth of the matter is I'm grateful. And whatever I can do to live for my brothers, I will do that.